Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in Hebrew is Yahushua. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yahusha. It's Yahushua. So we got to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rekah, Korash. The abundance to the apostles and elder bishops and elders of great millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth, and believing this truth with four winds of the earth, the entire world shedding like the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Aqua who are listening, learning. You few sisters who are listening, learning. I'm outside from Jim Messalano, count coming to another lesson of truth, fact, faith, and notification. Another data notification, Lord, which we ought to find. So I title this lesson. Do you hear the WW3 war drums beating? Because we definitely can see it. And I got a few articles I want to show. But first I want to play some of this. Lord, which we ought to find. Let me turn the volume down.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's Dina Calametta here with CWW7 News. And for today's show, we have a lot to talk about. But I first want to talk about what's happening in Israel, because this could be huge for Bible prophecy. And I'd like to start with this first report from the Jerusalem Post. It is being reported that Israel could begin a limited ground operation in Lebanon in the coming hours. Other news sources have reported an Israeli incursion could come within the coming days, which follows several Israeli strikes on key Hezbollah officials and infrastructure, namely its former Secretary General, Nasrallah, who was killed, as I'm sure you're already aware. But it goes on to report that a public leak to the Wall Street Journal about small special forces that targeted Israeli incursions into southern Lebanon in order to prepare for a much larger attack, including starting to deal with tunnel ambush issues, and also preparing the Israeli public and the world for the reality of a fuller ground invasion. At this point, sources have told the Post that a decision is not final about the shape and size of the ground invasion, though initially it is expected to be limited to southern Lebanon. Defense Minister Gallant said on Monday that the next phase of the war with Hezbollah along Lebanon's border is set to begin shortly, and that this phase seeks to achieve the war goal of returning northern residents to their homes. The Daily Mail has reported that hundreds of Israeli tanks have lined up along the Lebanon border as fears grow over the anticipated ground invasion. Now, this comes as Israel also launched a fresh wave of airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen on Sunday, amid fears that the raging conflict could spill out across the region. It goes on finally to report that Israeli troops and tanks were last seen gathering in the north on their border with southern Lebanon in an apparent preparation for a ground invasion. With that being said, it's also been reported that the United States has ordered diplomats' families to leave Lebanon. So obviously the United States knows that it's inevitable that this ground invasion will happen. In the meantime, on Saturday, Iran's supreme leader threatened to levy even more crushing blows against Israel after the killing of the leader in Lebanon. Iranian state media reported that Iran's Revolutionary Guard's deputy commander was also killed in the Israeli strikes. On Saturday evening, Khamenei posted several times to his English X, formerly Twitter account, in which he said that Nasrallah achieved martyrdom and offered a path and a school of thought. In one post, he warned, by the grace and power of God, the blows struck by the resistant front on the worn-out, deteriorating body of the Zionist regime will become even more crushing. In a similar vein, Iran's first vice president warned that this unjust bloodshed will bring about Israel's destruction. Now, something very interesting that the Times of Israel is reporting, but at the same time not surprising, because we know from prophecy from the book of Ezekiel, chapters 38 and 39, that there are three nations, as well as many others, but three nations at the hem that will come at Israel and try to invade Israel. And that is Russia, Turkey, and Iran. So let's read the headline. Russia, Turkey, Hamas, and others blast Israel's killing of the terror chief Nasrallah. So right now we have the three runners mentioned in scripture right here in black and white. So definitely
See this, man? It's spiritual, man. Even she know about Ezekiel 38.
some prophetic events that could occur in the coming days. Now, it's also being reported that Hezbollah is ready to face the Israeli military if it attempts to invade Lebanon. Speaking on Monday, Hezbollah insisted that we are ready if the Israelis decide to enter by land, and the resistant forces are ready for a ground engagement. With that said, the United States, according to Politico, has ordered U.S. forces to be ready to deploy as the Middle East heats up. The report goes on to read, just briefly, the U.S. is further beefing up its military presence in the Middle East, sending in additional troops and putting others on standby while keeping an aircraft carrier on station as the region prepares for more violence.
See, that's the Jeremiah 49 and 20 and the Jeremiah 50 and 45. Let's read both. Jeremiah 50, no, Jeremiah 49 and 20 reads, therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Edom, and his proposals that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock should draw them out. Surely he should make their habitation desolate with them. And we see the small hats. We see Israel, the state of Israel is drawing out Babylon the Great, North America's military. Now, she showed the image of Israel. Let me see if I can pull this up too. Give me a minute. Jeremiah 50 and 45, it reads, therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon. But in Jeremiah 49 said that he have taken against Edom, because the so-called white man controls Babylon the Great. And his proposal that he had proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. The modern-day Chaldeans are the Babylonians, are the Edomites. Surely the least of the flock shall draw him out. Surely he shall make the habitation desolate with them. Let me see. She kept showing. Let me see if I can pull this up. As a matter of fact, let me pull this up. When you go to the map, right? Because the Lord mentions about Yahweh Shaphat in Joel 3. And then in Ezekiel 16, it shows it reads Armageddon, which is Harmageddon, which is the mountain of troops, right? So when you read Joel 2 and 20, right? So let's pull this up real quick. See if I can blow this up. Let's go on. Hold on. Bear with me here. I don't say it now. Come on. So let me show you this real quick. Let me drop this. Bear with me here. I just want to show this. Oh, yeah, glossy. When you go to this map of Israel or Saudi Arabia, come up for me. So when you go to this right here, and you look at this map, right? So you see here Saudi Arabia, right? When you look up here, see if I can get it some more. Won't blow it no more. So you see right here, this Israel up here. That's Jordan. See it say Israel, Lebanon, Beirut. So this brown spot here, that's Israel, all the way up to Beirut here. This script, this Jordan, right? So when you read about Yahweh Shaphat, the Valley of Jehoshaphat, it's up in here. It's here. Now, when you read in Joel 2 and 20, let me read this. This is Joel 2. And it's crazy when you read the scripture, but until you look at the map, that's when you're like, man, it's heavy, man. This Joel 2 and 20 reads, but I will remove far off from you the northern army and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. The land barren and desolate is here, right? It reads, with his face towards the east sea. Here's the east sea, the Persian Gulf, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea. The Red Sea, here's the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up from them intercontinental ballistic missiles, that bloodshed from that fire. And his ear savor, that's the smell, shall come up because he have done great things. And to tell you that, it said they stink, right? When you go to Isaiah 34, it reads, Isaiah 34 and 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. See, that's going to happen here, man. Here. So let me go back. I just want to show that. So like you, hold on here. And I got a couple others I'm going to show. But I want to finish playing this. If this computer act right, man. So let's go back to this.
Post. It is being reported that Israel could begin a limited ground operation in Lebanon in the coming hours. Other news sources have reported that an Israeli incursion could come within the coming days, which follows several Israeli strikes on key Hezbollah officials and infrastructure, namely its former Secretary General, Nasrallah, who was killed, as I'm sure you're already aware. But it goes on to report that a public leak to the Wall Street Journal about small special forces that targeted Israeli incursions into southern Lebanon in order to prepare for a much larger attack, including starting to deal with tunnel ambush issues and also preparing the Israeli public and the world for the reality of a fuller ground invasion. At this point, sources have told the Post that a decision is not final about the shape and size of the ground invasion, though initially it is expected to be limited to southern Lebanon. Defense Minister Gallant said on Monday that the next phase of the war with Hezbollah along Lebanon's border is set to begin shortly, and that this phase seeks to achieve the war goal of returning northern residents to their homes. The Daily Mail has reported that hundreds of Israeli tanks have lined up along the Lebanon border as fears grow over the anticipated ground invasion. Now, this comes as Israel also launched a fresh wave of airstrikes against Houthi targets in Yemen on Sunday, amid fears that the raging conflict could spill out across the region. It goes on finally to report that Israeli troops and tanks were last seen gathering in the north on their border with southern Lebanon in an apparent preparation for a ground invasion. With that
See,
being
this is
said,
all, man, like this is really happening. We are really watching The words of the Lord. You know, and the apostle been saying this for years, the apostles and the elder bishop and elders. Like, it's gonna come a point when these words gonna come off the pages, man. And it's gonna be reality. And we are literally watching these people join to the to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, man. This is really happening.
It's also been reported that the United States has ordered diplomats' families to leave Lebanon. So obviously, the United States knows that it's inevitable that this ground invasion will happen. In the meantime,
See, this image she keeps showing. I want to go back to. See, this is what Joel 2 and 20 was just, I just showing you. This Saudi Arabia here. This is the Red Sea. This is the Persian Gulf. Here go Israel up here. This script to get a little closer.
Saturday, Iran
See, this whole script is Israel. Beirut up here, Lebanon, Gaza, this whole script. The rest of this Jordan right here, the rest of this here, let's back up a few clicks. You know what? I ain't gonna worry about it. The rest of this here is Saudi Arabia, man. The land buried and desolate. And to tell you when you look it up, when you look up Yahweh Shaphat, Jehoshaphat, when you go to it, look up Jehoshaphat on the map in the ancient time. And it'll show you it's up in here, man. And they drawing. The Lord is drawing the armies here into this land that's barren and desolate, man.
Iran's supreme leader threatened to levy even more crushing blows against Israel after the killing of the leader in Lebanon. Iranian state media reported that Iran's Revolutionary Guard's deputy commander was also killed in the Israeli strikes. On Saturday evening, Khamenei posted several times to his English X, formerly Twitter account, in which he said that Nasrallah achieved martyrdom and offered a path and a school of thought. In one post, he warned, by the grace and power of God, the blows struck by the resistant front on the worn-out, deteriorating body of the Zionist regime will become even more crushing. In a similar
Hold on here. Salaki, hold on, bear with me. Jumping around too much. And I got rid of it. Hold on. I gotta go back to this. Bear with me, Salakia. Doing too much. Okay, let's go back to it. Right. All right. That was my bad. Doing too much here. Moving too much. Salakia.
from prophecy from the book of Ezekiel, chapters 38 and 39, that there are three nations, as well as many others, but three nations at the hem that will come at Israel and try to invade Israel. And that is Russia, Turkey, and Iran. So let's read the headline. Russia, Turkey, Hamas, and others blast Israel's killing of the terror chief Nasrallah. So
Hey, and these Edomites, America and Israel, they killed a lot of these Iranian men. They killed a lot of top men out of Hamas and Iran, man. They killed a lot of top people, a lot of commanders.
right now we have the three runners mentioned in scripture right here in black and white.
Yeah,
So definitely some prophetic events that could occur in the coming
definitely.
days. Now, it's also being reported that Hezbollah is ready to face the Israeli military if it attempts to invade Lebanon. Speaking on Monday, Hezbollah insisted that we are ready if the Israelis decide to enter by land, and the resistant forces are ready for a ground engagement. With that said, the United States, according to Politico, has ordered U.S. forces to be ready to deploy as the Middle East heats up. The report goes on to read, just briefly, the U.S. is further beefing up its military presence in the Middle East, sending in additional troops and putting others on standby while keeping an aircraft carrier on station as the region prepares for more violence. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin on Sunday ordered the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln and its attached destroyers to remain in the region, just a month after rerouting them to the Middle East while they were on planned deployment to the Pacific. The Pentagon also announced that the U.S. will be sending additional air support capabilities in the coming days. So we could definitely see a much larger conflict in the Middle East. And it's not a matter of if, but when at this point. In the meantime, as things continue to be heated in the Middle East, there are World War III fears exploding as Russia has issued a chilling nuke warning to the West. The Kremlin has laid blame for its decision to amend its nuclear strike policy at the door of Western hardliners as it's lowered the threshold for nuclear war.
Yeah, and I mention this a lot, man. That's them taunting proverbs. That's in Habakkuk too, man. Should not all these take up a taunting proverb against them? This is a taunting proverb, man. And as the head of this video is Israel at war, Russia warns of nuclear war, China fires ICBM, North Korea warns of nuke disaster. These are taunting proverbs, man. At EU, NATO, and the West, man.
Week, Putin warned Russia could respond to conventional missile strikes with nuclear weapons, effectively lowering the threshold for a strike and putting the world on a path towards nuclear war. The move came as calls increased for Ukraine to be allowed to use Western-supplied missiles deep inside Russia, something that they are currently unable to do. The Kremlin's decision was slammed by Western governments, but a spokesperson has shifted the blame back towards the West.
Man.
Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov warned that Western hardliners are pushing on with this reckless policy course that may have very negative consequences for everybody. The developments have clearly necessitated formalizing how things evolved globally, the way tensions intensified near our borders, with nuclear powers taking part in the conflict around Ukraine and NATO, pulling its infrastructure to our borders. All this has necessitated amendments to the nuclear doctrine. Peskov also confirmed that the amendments will be ratified soon. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has slammed Putin's nuclear announcement, branding it irresponsible. He told the BBC that I think a lot of people in the world were clear about when he rattled off nuclear weapons, including China. Outgoing NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg did this and said Russia's nuclear rhetoric is dangerous and reckless. We are closely watching what Russia is doing. Last week's amendment saw Russia claim that any attack on sovereign Russia enabled by NATO countries would constitute an act of war and enable Russian forces to initiate a nuclear response. Putin has said that the launch of non-nuclear weapons enabled by NATO countries could be enough to respond with nuclear weapons. In the meantime, over in the Alaskan waters, the U.S. Coast Guard is watching an uptick in Chinese and Russian Navy activity around Alaska and the northern Pacific, but encounters to date have been very professional, according to a senior commander. That commander went on to say that certainly we have seen an uptick in Russian naval vessels. And then what we also see is an uptick in the PLAN or the PRC Navy and the Russian Navy working together in that region. And we have been seeing that over this last couple of years, and they are conducting operations. So this definitely is not a good sign. We got Russia threatening nuclear war, and we have Russia and China near our Alaskan waters. So if I were Russia and China, I would be thinking how we can breach that zone in order to invade in some time in the future, or maybe even to distract. I don't know, but I guess we may find out. But definitely some very interesting headlines.
You're definitely gonna find out. Let me get this. So I saw these articles. This is so this is from military watch magazine.com. It reads Russian missile defenses block Israeli attack on Western Syria reports. So this defense system that Russia has, it knocked down the missiles, man. Russian missile defenses blocked Israeli attack on Western Syria. Then I saw this other one here. Cause it tell you when that the missiles that Russia got, that the defense system that Babylon the Great has would not be able to detect these missiles. So I saw this one too. This is, look at this. So while Russia defense system blocked blocked Israeli missiles, right? Look at the Hezbollah fence near West Bank. Viral footage and claim. Look at this. And our Israel got their defense system from U.S. This is that Joel too, man. When they fall upon the sword, they should not be wounded. Israeli don't got a defense system because they get it from America. And the missiles that Iran and Russia going to use can't be detected. Yep, you see it. Iron Dome air defense system allegedly on fire in West Bank. And of course, they ain't gonna tell you the truth. They ain't gonna tell you if it's confirmed or not. So I just want to show that because while Russia was blocking some missiles from Israelis firing on Syria. So let me get these other. I got a couple more here I want to show. Just some in the news, man. That's not in the news. This is what she was mentioning, which I saw these two right here. Here's another taunting proverb. Russia issues new nuclear warning to U.S. at UN suicide venture. See, just some articles. Got a couple more. News that ain't in the news. Headlines that ain't in the news, man. We are joined close, and that's World War III is really being brewed up. The RFID microchip is as well. And she mentioned this here too. Right here. Israel has begun ground attacks on Hezbollah inside Lebanon, says U.S. Israel tells U.S. State Department it is targeting infrastructure near Lebanese border while Beirut residents are urged to evacuate. I had pulled these articles, then I saw her video and I was listening to her. I used to do videos on her videos all the time. So I got some other articles here. I got a couple more. I just want to show these. And she mentioned Ezekiel 38, man, because it's all come to pass. The words of the Lord. Oh, I was gonna get Isaiah 42 and 13. Gotta read that. Computer acts so slow at night. So this is another one I saw. Then I got one more after this. Let me get this Isaiah 42 and 13. It reads, Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yell, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. This a Netanyahu, Benjamin Netanyahu warns Iran there is nowhere we cannot strike. As Elder Malcolm must say, Benjamin Netanyahu warns Iran that there is nowhere we cannot strike. Arrogant, proud, pompous Edomites, man, with his big ass ears. He got some big ass ears on him, man. Just like Nixon. Let's get this last one I got here. And Shalom to the argument I walk tuning in. Yeah, about your mouth shop, rocket thumb. Yes, I saw these articles, so I just had to make some points, man. Oh yeah, this was the last one. But we in the middle, we is watching this really happen, man. And I was finna get verse 14 reads, let me read this again, Isaiah 42 and 13. Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man, he shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yell, roar, he shall prevail against his enemies. I have long time holding my peace. And the Lord had hid his face for a while, man. The Lord hid his face. He said, I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. And this is what we're watching the Lord do, man. The Lord is destroying and devouring. Come on, man. So this will say U.S. and allies sound alarm over the adversaries' military ties. The Biden administration is struggling to halt cooperation among Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran. It feels urgency over the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East while also aiming to protect Taiwan. It's spread it too thin, man. This is beautiful, man. Yeah, man. Babylon is losing, man. They are losing. They losing, man. Let me get Joel 3 in verse 1. Because this is all this is listen, man. All this is happening because you put your hands on so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, nations. Joel 3 and 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations. What you gonna do with them, Lord? and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. There's Edomites, Ishmaelites, and Elamites in our land, burning it down, destroying it. The Lord said, what? And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have what? Scattered among the nations and parted my land. You got three, four different nations in the land of Israel. So like it ain't a land, it's the state of Israel. Because the land is defiled. And the Lord said that He's going to remove us, and He said He's going to bring the heathen in it, and they shall defile His land, man. That's why Ezekiel 36, the Lord say, prophesy against the mountains of Israel. Mountains represent government. The government of Israel is controlled by who? In Ezekiel 36, it said, to the residue of the heathen and to all Idumea. And they have cast lots for my people. They have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Yeah. And what will ye have to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Palestine, go back to the word Philistine, which was the Hamites, whom King David was fighting with, Goliath and those Philistines, because they wanted the land back. Because the Lord kicked them out of the land and gave it to us, which it was never their land in the first place. Just like it never was Esau's blessing in the first place. The land of Israel is where when the Lord said He planted a garden east in Eden, that's where Adam and Eve was at. And they got kicked out. The Lord kicked them out. The Lord kicked us out. We've been kicked out of that land numerous of times, man. But that's ours. Yeah, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? Zidon is one of the sons of Canaan, right? Let me go to this. Zidon is a son of Canaan. Let me go here. Yep. Genesis 10 and 15. And Canaan begot Zidon, his firstborn. So it was Zidon that sold us to the Edomites, man. Let's go back to this. Joel 3. And you doodle eating Hamites gotta pay, man. Joel 3 and 4. Yeah, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. Why? Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians. Yeah, it was Zion that sold us to the Grecians, man. Under Salakia, Zidon, man. The firstborn of Ham, the firstborn of Canaan, Salakia. The firstborn son of Canaan sold us to the Edomites, man. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem had ye sold to the Grecians, that ye may remove them far from their border. And they removed us. We had to flee from the Romans in 70 AD. We ran into the parts of Africa to blend in. And them Edomites were like, man, these people in y'all land, man, them ain't y'all people. And they already knew that. We hate them. The Africans were like, man, we hate these niggas, man. So Esau like, hey, man, if you snatch them up for us, we'll give y'all some muzzle-loading guns, rum, and wine. It reads, ye sold them unto the Grecians, that ye may remove them far from their borders. That's why it's a Fort Judah and a Fort Benjamin in the land of Ham right now, in the land of Africa. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whether you have sold them. And this was happening. The Lord is raising up the remnant of Israel. He says he's going to rain his doctrine down as dew, and he shall distill the tender herb, and it said they shall spring up. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whether you have sold them. And the so-called white man never thought that this would happen because when they destroyed Jerusalem in 70 AD, they took everything, man. They got all our everything, all our books, the scrolls, the history, all the artifacts, man. The so-called white man got it hidden. And what attached us to Yahweh Shema Shah, the so-called white man got it. So they felt like we got it. Ain't no way. There's no other way they can get access to this. So the Lord said He's gonna rain it down. And the same way when you wake up in the morning, your grass be wet out the door. That's the Lord raining down the Holy Spirit on the remnant of Israel, and they raising up, man. So Esau is pissed off because they thought they had this tucked away. It reads, "But I will raise them up out of the place whether you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabines, to a people far off. For Yahweh have spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles." See, this is about putting your hands on the Israelites, man. They don't know that because it's saying Daniel 12 and 10, the wicked will not understand. All they know is they trying to this is about power. This is about hegemony, dominance. No, this is about you putting your hands on us, man. This World War III that's brewing up, all the killing that's been going on with them Ukrainian men and the women. Do you know these people every day? When you not living in America, when you outside of America and you over there in Asia Minor, in Europe, in these different countries where Esau Edom went in, going all the way back to going into Saudi Arabia and all these different places, Afghanistan, all these places. You know them kids, them women, them men, all they hear is bombs dropping all day, every day, missiles flying, guns shooting, helicopters all the time. Damn, them what they call them, Warhol helicopters flying back and forth. That's not normal, man. But you got people, you got babies that's being born in these other countries. Kids being born used to hearing gunshots. I ain't talking about gunshots like in the hood, like in Chicago and St. Louis and Milwaukee, in Florida and California. No, I'm talking about RPGs getting shot, bombs dropping, missiles. This is normal outside of America, man. These people over here ain't ready for this, man. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Jake wake up 2, 3 in the morning eating something. These people over in other countries, they can't even sleep. Cause bombs bombs dropping, man. Beat your plowshares and the swords, and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Let me do this. I was just making a point about this, right? When you go, let me go to the blue letter and go to Joel. This word Yahweh Shaphat, right? Jehoshaphat. And you go to this, it says Yahweh's judgment, right? Yahweh Shaphat. It got symbolically name of a valley near Jerusalem, which is the place of ultimate judgment. It said maybe the deep ravine which separates Jerusalem from the Mount of Olives, through which the Kidron flowed. And Israel is connected with Saudi Arabia. That's why I tell you in Joel 2 and 20, He's gonna remove them to a land barren and desolate, where they face towards the East Sea, which is the Persian Gulf, and the inner part towards the Red Sea, right? So it say a place of ultimate judgment, separate Jerusalem. Now let me do this. I'm gonna go to Google and type in Jehoshaphat on the map. Hold on. Let's see if it'll come up. Yep. So it got Jehoshaphat. It say right next, damn near right next to Jerusalem. Some ways off from Bethlehem, man. If I show you on the map, but you can go to it. You can go to Google and type in Jehoshaphat on the map, and it's gonna show you, man. It'll show you where it's at, man, and on the map, right there between Israel, because Israel, that part right there is connected with Saudi Arabia, man. That's the land barren and desolate. This is when they go to Israel. This is where they've been drawn to, man. The least of the flock shall draw them out. You heard America say they join their armies to go over to Israel, man. We this is really happening, man. And I was gonna get revelation because the Lord is using Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, to do this, man. Revelation 16 in verse 13 it reads, and I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, and that's London the monetary, Washington the military, and Vatican, Rome for the religion. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to do what? To gather them to the battle of the great day of the God Almighty. See, it's the least that's doing this because remember, they fund both sides of the war, man. There was another one. Oh, Revelations 20. See, it's America that's drawing Russia, man. Revelations 20 and 7. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to the sea of the nations, which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. See? So it's the least that the Lord using these least to turn Russia back, as it's saying in Ezekiel 38, to that old Cold War state, that old Cold War mentality, man. That war mind. And Ukraine was a part of Russia, just like Crimea, Putin took back, man. Because Babylon had a hand in that, man, had a hand in Crimea, like they do Ukraine, just like they got a hand in Taiwan. Taiwan making all them seats, making all them chips for everything, man. Taiwan is a very important little city, man, for Babylon the Great. The same way Putin taking back Ukraine, China's gonna take back Taiwan, man. But this is Esau Edom spread it too thin and saying, what's that? Habakkuk 1. Well, let me read this. This is Habakkuk chapter 1. And Jake don't believe this. Habakkuk 1 and 5, it reads, behold ye among the heathen and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told to you. And it was all told to you, man. Whether Jake can accept it or not. And the Lord, man, the Lord tore up North Carolina, man. The Lord tore up Georgia, parts in Georgia and parts. The Lord did a number on these people, man. The Lord did a number on a lot of two-third niggas and heathens, man. With that Helene, how they pronounce that storm, man. The Lord is doing marvelous work, man. He said he gonna stir up jealousy like a man of war, and that's what's going on. Behold ye among the heathen and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work in your days, which you will not believe, though it be told to you. And as I always mention, these people looking for a sign from the Lord. The Lord said, ain't gonna be no sign but the sign of the prophets, man. That is the sign. Either Yahweh Shema has given you the eyesalve to see and to hear, or you don't got it, man. Lord was edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rekah Korash. Double honors to the apostles, now the bishop and elders of Great Millstone, Ruel, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether you accept it or not. And the sincere salutation to all the arc pushing this truth and believing this truth with the four winds of the earth, the entire world shedding light to the elect. Shalom to the Akwath for this learning. If you sisters. Oh, let me get this. This is Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. The so-called white man had no pity on us, right? The Lord said in the curse in Deuteronomy 28 that he should not regard the old or the young, no show favor to the old or the young. Well, the Edomites, the Russians ain't they doing the same. Them Edomites too, and then they doing it to the Edomites. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. With what? Fire, jacinth, and brimstone, man. And it shall never be inhabited, and neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. And we saw they left, they gone. Saudi Arabia dished America. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. I love to read this. This is one precept I've been reading a lot lately. Isaiah 21 and 1. The burden of the desert of the sea, as whirlwinds in the south pass through, so is coming from the desert, from a terrible land. What's coming from that terrible land? It's talking about Russia, the missiles. A grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously. That's Esau, that's America, Babylon the Great. And the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam. Besiege, O Media. All the sign thereof have I made to cease. Therefore are my loins filled with pain. Pains have taken hold upon me as the pains of a woman that travaileth. I was bowed down at the hearing of it. I was dismayed at the seeing of it. So this vision that Isaiah saw of the Iranians and the Russians coming to Babylon, he was sick, man. My heart panted, fearfulness of frightened me. The night of my pleasure had he turned into fear unto me. Prepare the table, watch in the watchtower. Eat, drink, arise, ye princes, and anoint the shield. That's the what it says in 2 Corinthians 6. We covered by the Lord, we covered by the righteousness of the Lord on the right hand and on the left hand. That's for the whole flesh that's being covered by being anointed. For thus saith Yahweh power self unto me, go set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth. And this what brothers is doing, man. Stand on the watchtower, warning you of what's coming. And he saw a chariot with a couple of horsemen, and a chariot of asses, and a chariot of camels. And he hearkened diligently with much heed. And he cried, a lion, my lord. I stand continually upon the watchtower in the daytime, and I am set in ward whole nights. And behold, here cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen. Who's coming? It said, besiege, O Elam and Media. Babylon is fallen, and all the graven images of her gods he have broken unto the ground. It said in Isaiah 19 and 1, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. All the idols in Egypt shall be moved at his presence, man. So we watching this place crumble. The Lord, the truth. When they say He's removing all the idols, the truth of the Lord is confounding all these different religions, man. That's what it's talking about. He removing all the idols. The truth of Yahweh Shema Shai is confounding all the Roman Catholicism, all the baptism, Pentecostic, Protestant, Catholic, Seventh Day Adventist, Jehovah Wickedness, Rastafarianism, whatever religion it is, the truth of Yahweh Shema Shai is confounding all these idols, all these religions. They are being destroyed with the truth of the Lord, man. It didn't Yahweh Shai finna pull up. That's what it's talking about, man. It say, and all the graven images of her gods he have broken unto the ground, just like ancient Egypt in Ezekiel 12. Let me read this, man. This is the Lord is doing, man. Remember it said in Second Thessalonians, it said, let me get this. I gotta get this too. Man, Second Thessalonians 2 and 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. So first it's the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah's mouth, and then it say, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. When you go to Exodus 12, Exodus 12 and 12 reads, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, then I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt will I execute judgment. I am Yahweh. So we watching the Lord destroy the idols. This time, the Lord, last time, ancient Egypt, he was taunting the idols of Egypt, their gods, when he was those different plagues. Because Egypt had a god for flies, a god for frogs. They had different gods. So the Lord, every time he sent a plague, he was taunting, like, man, Pharaoh, where your God at? Where your God for this? Where your God for that? Where they at? So now it's through the mouth of the Lord, man, his prophets, man. Isaiah 19 and 1. Man, the Lord cold, because it's all happening again. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So it's through the words of the Lord. The truth is confounding every. Oh, I forgot about Egyptology, Pan-Africanism, along with all those different religions. The truth is destroying all that, man. Yep. Luke 21 and 15. Because I bring you Howder. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries should not be able to gainsay nor resist. The Lord is destroying all the philosophies of the so-called white man, which came up with Egyptology, which came up with African American studies. Two Edomites came up with African American studies, man. Remember, Deuteronomy 28 and 40, the Lord said we had to go to the enemy for the one of all things. Everything that we was taught here came from the so-called white man. Everything we was taught came from the so-called white man. Who taught us about who taught us about these scriptures? Yahweh Shema Abishai. The Lord said he rained down his doctrine. Ooh, let me get this. In Psalms, what is that? Psalms 92. Let me see. The Lord sung by Elder Albert Bivens, and it's true been flourishing ever since. Look, this is Psalm 92 and 5. O Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. The brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, Psalm 92 and 7. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. So they got to a height. They done got to their climax, to their what is the pinnacle. They got to their pinnacle, and they've been going down ever since, man. The Lord said in Obadiah when they said they nest amongst the stars, that's where they bring them down. And I also want to get, let me see. Hold on here. There's another one I wanted. Bear with me. Uh, trying to think of what it is. Let me type it in on Google. I don't want to go too long because I'll be looking for this for a while. Hold on here. Bear with me. Man, it's beautiful, man. The Lord raised him up to the height. They shall bring forth. They shall bring fruit in there. The Lord raised him up to a height and bringing him down, man. Okay, it was. Okay, I was already there. Okay, let's go back. Psalms 92, verse, yep, I was there. Psalms 92 and we'll start at 12. Matter of fact, let's read this again. Psalm 92 and 5. O Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not. That's that Daniel 12 and 10. The wicked don't understand. Neither do a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, the brother put it up old value one. The Lord said when he sit their nest amongst the stars, this is when he bring them down. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, remember they control the information. Now, Yahweh Shema shall control the information because it says Asaph said in Psalm 73, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise that image. So now they being despised. And as it said in Limitation 4, the Israelites were not known in the streets. Now this is worldwide who so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians are. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. Right? It say, but thou Yahweh are most high forevermore, for lo, thy enemies, O Yahweh, for lo, thy enemies shall perish, all the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. See, they finna be scattered now. We being gathered, and they about to be scattered. So verse 12 reads, the righteous shall flourish like the palm tree, he shall grow like a seed in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our power. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. Salakia. Psalm 92 and 14. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing. These are our apostles, man. This is our apostles, elder bishops, and elders right here, man. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing to show that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. So the apostles are still bringing forth fruit in their old age, man. And they ain't old, man. The apostles seem like they get young every day, man. Anyway, I want to make that point, man, because these bastards is losing, man. Esau don't control information no more. How about Shema Rashad do, man? And the Lord is bringing all this to pass. Oh, I love to go into that, right? In Psalm 73, let me get in the NLT. I'm going to close with this. When you go to this Psalm 73 in the NLT, that word despise, right? Let's read this. Psalm 73 and 20. As a dreamer one awaketh, so, O Yahweh, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise that image. So you go to the word despise, is bazar.
959. Bazar. Bazar.
It said to despise, hold in contempt, disdain. To despise, regard with contempt. To be vile, worthless. Disdain, vile person. See? A strong definition say disdain, despise, vile person. And what did Job say, man, they are viler than the earth. It tell you that in Psalm 12 and 8. When the wicked walk on every side, it said the wicked walk on every side, when the vilest men are exalted. So now it say to be this word, despise the Lord, it say to be vile, worthless, to be despicable. So the Lord is showing the so-called white man to be vile. He's worthless, man. I thought about this other precept. I gotta get this. Not Psalms, Proverbs 18 and 3. I love to go to this. It reads, when the wicked cometh, then cometh also contempt, and with ignominy reproach. When you go to this word, ignominy, I love to look it up on Google. It's a shame, disgrace, dishonor. It's a confusion, reproach, shame, dishonor. The scriptures talks about him being confusion, man. Sitting in the dust all the days of their life, which is confusion. Yeah, and when you go to Google, one of the words for ignominy say stigma, which is in the Revelation 13 and 18, the word stigma, man, for the mark of the beast. See, so stigma, ignominy is tied to stigma, which is tied to the so-called white man, which is the mark of, when you look at the word stigma in the 666, when you click on it, it's a chi, what is chi stigma? Yeah, that's one of the words for ignominy when you look it up on Google. It ain't gonna put it in, Esau ain't put it in here because he don't want you to know that this ignominy is tied to the so-called white man and his mark. Just like Apostle Hall was on a video today, that's tied to the UPC code, man. And I be using these uh uh pan liners at work, right? The pan liners. And I noticed it one day, and I put it in the chat because I be using these pans liners right before I put the food in the pans. And I looked up one day, and on the it said UPC code, right? And I see it all the time, but I never noticed it. On the UPC code, it had, and the apostle was showing you, you got those lines, those lines. It had 3 6. It had other numbers in it, but it had a 6 in the front, a 6 in the middle, and a 6 on the end, man. And I took a picture and put it in the chat because I want, every time I get a plan liner, when I look at it, it don't say that. All of them don't have that on it, man. So it's spiritual for me to see that. And this nigga did the ignominy is tied to the stigma, man, which tied to the UPC, which tied to the mark of the beast, man. This nigga is a disgrace to the earth, man. And all that he have done is now the Lord is bringing it all forth, man. These are brute beasts, man. The scripture call him in Psalm 49. It say they a beast that perisheth, man. And that's why Solomon said this in Ecclesiastes 3 and 18 and 19, man. He said they have no preeminence above a beast, man. Anyway, Lord was edifying. While tuning in, thrive for your precepts. Till next time, I say Shalom. Wa Ball. Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Shalak Rayim, Wa Nashim, Wa Abadim, Wa Haragim, Wa Mashapayim, Aokal, Adawamium, Wa Kawarim, Wa Yamnawa, Babushai, 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 Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, the water of mine. Hey, Shalom.